Good day, class. In this video, we are going to discuss constipation. Constipation is defined as the infrequent bowel movements or difficulty in passing stool. So sometimes the patient may still can go to toilets, but they feel difficult. May or may not accompany with dry stool. Sometimes even the stool is not dry, but the patient very difficult to pass the stool. So this is also considered as constipation. Constipation is a very common symptom accompanied by other diseases. So apart from treating the disease, the constipation itself, we also need to focus on the original diseases and the treatment for constipation. If after a few sessions you still don't see good results, you need to have a further examination to think about the causes, the possible causes. The etiology of the constipation is very similar to diarrhea, because it results in the dysfunction of intestines. The syndrome differentiation of constipation. So firstly, the main symptom of constipation, the difficulty in bowel movements. And then the syndrome differentiation we can categorize into heat stagnation, coldness, and deficiency. And I'm not going to go through in details because we have discussed the symptoms for quite a few times. You should be able to pick up the key symptoms of each syndrome. Heat, the bad smell, the foul smell. Stagnation can be relieved in certain situations. The location of stagnation. For deficiency, the patient may present would like to have bowel movements but difficult to pass the stool, so they don't have enough force to pass the stool. The treatment principles, we're going to regulate the stomach qi, that this will rely on the function of the stomach. And then we use different technique according to different syndromes. And then the main points, stomach 25, bladder 25, stomach 37, 三焦 6, kidney 6. There was one student asked why 三焦 6 can be used for constipation. This is also very effective for constipation. In some situations, the patient may have the bowel movements while the needle is still in. So this will be one of the first choices that you should select, 三焦 6. But why 三焦 6 on the hand can treat the constipation? This is because the function of 三焦. The 三焦 is the pathways of qi and blood and water. So to activate the 三焦 function, it is actually activating the Fu organs. It may result the qi circulation in the Fu organs. So we use 三焦 6. Kidney 6. For constipation, why we use kidney 6? Kidney is the water. When we study constipation in the basic theory, I have mentioned in some area that's the treatment of constipation. Firstly, we can improve the bowel movements directly to strengthen the force to push the stool. In the other situation is, if the patient got dry stool, it's not about the force. It's not only about the force, but in this situation, it's very similar. The metaphor, that's the boat sits on the ground of the river. There's no enough water to move the boat. So all what we need to do, we need to increase the water in the river, and then the boats can move forward. So this is very similar to the stool. The stool sits in a large intestine. There's no enough fluid to move the stool. So in this situation, you can use kidney 6 to nourish the intestine, to increase the fluid in the large intestine, and then can move the stool. So that's the thinking of using kidney. You also can use other points on the kidney. These two, one is to activate the circulation, activate the qi circulation, the fu organ, push. The other is to increase the liquid, to make it easier to be pushed. So we can use these two as a pair, Sanjiao 6 and kidney 6 as a pair to treat constipation. The selection of stomach 25 and bladder 25, these two also one of the technique to one of the principle to select the points. The Su and front along, the combination of the Mu along points and the Su points, because this is the disease related to the intestine. So we can use the combination of back Su points and Mu points, the combination of these two, to strengthen the efficacy to the intestine, to the large intestine. Sangjuxu, stomach 37. This is the low C points of large intestine. So that's, although there are only 5 points here, the effect should be good, especially the two, Sangjuxu. And then you can, so if you don't want to use, for each patient, you don't have to use all these points. You can start from here. If this doesn't work after a while, you can add other points. Sanjiao 6 and stomach 25, these two should be two of the most effective points to treat diarrhea. So this should be your first choices. And then you're going to add other points for according to the different syndromes, and these will be if only the chronic constipation. Due to internal coldness, you can use Moxibustion. Other treatments such as auricular acupuncture, because especially for chronic constipation, you can always use the auricular acupuncture if you want to, because the patient may stimulate by themselves. Plaster. These are the herbal medicine. 8. The treatment of constipation, apart from the treatments, the patient also needs to have a good, healthy lifestyle and diet, such as to have some intake of vegetable and fruits. Exercise is also very important for the treatments, especially for the prevention of constipation. Otherwise, it comes and goes because the patient didn't change anything in their lifestyle. Some other very common situation, especially for kids or for constipation, is their habits. So they need to, the family, the parents need to guide the kids to have a good habit. In some situation, the patient will tell you that the parents will tell you the kids go to toilet for very long, for half an hour, for 1 hour. They always has constipation. What happened to this situation is the kids always take a cell phone to play the video sitting on the toilet. So this is not a good idea, not a good habit. And then in this situation, the patient get used to have a very long time to pass the stool. Things as constipation, but not the treatment. We need to focus on the lifestyle, the habits. So that's something we need to consider. In this video, we mainly discuss constipation. If a patient suffers from constipation with extremely severe pain, we also need to be careful. We need to relieve the constipation, relieve the abdominal pain, as well as especially if the treatment is not effective, we need to find other causes, other possible causes, especially for some emergencies, such as the blockage, the physical blockage of the large intestine. Then the patient may present as severe pain and constipation. So that's not something acupuncture can help. Acupuncture can help to relieve the pain, but in the meantime, we need to ask the patient to find the cause, eliminate the cause. That's the long-term solution for all kinds of diseases, to eliminate the actual cause. Thank you for your attention.